my goodness. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. I have missed you so much. We have been on a wild, bumpy ride in the last few weeks. OMG. The Queens of Money 4-day class that I did went hotcakes, banana viral. I'm having the biggest month of my business. I feel the most turned on, the most alive in my life that I've ever felt. And I wanted to come in here today because we just did this hot, fiery call in the 50/50 to Provider course. And I wanted to bring that energy to you guys because if there's one thing that pains my heart, it like hurts my heart to see women doing, it's being asleep in life. It's being on autopilot. It's being literally on like automation. So if you guys remember in the Queens of Money, in the last class, I was talking about how I believe what I've seen in my life and in the lives of the tens of thousands of women that I have come across and helped through my courses and coaching all over the globe is that we all have this one core dominant flavor essence. We have a lot of flavors, obviously, as the divine feminine, but we all have this one core essence that when we are embodying it, when we are in it, when we are activating it, money literally rains from the heavens. Hello, thank you for the super chat, Janan. I love you so much. I love you, girl. Like the skies will open up and money will rain on you. But the problem is, this is what I was telling you guys in Queens of Money. The issue is that a lot of times this is where you've been attacked. This is where you've been made wrong. This is where you've been told that this is a shameful part of you. This is an ugly part of you. Because people know that that is your gift. That is your light. That is your shininess. They attack that first. And so for me, my money maker, the thing that my mama gave me, that if I shake that thing, money literally rains on me, blessings rains on me, power is activated within me and around me, is my savage, fiery energy. Now, for someone else, it might be something completely different. But for me, it's my savage, fiery energy. Except here's the problem. I spent most of my life trying to heal that out of myself, trying to inner work that out of myself. Why did I do this? Because that's the part where I made it wrong. It became a shadow. Why did I make it wrong? Well, there's a whole host of reasons. One, I saw my mom being super fiery and savage. And even though that made her money and success and all the things, it also triggered people. It triggered people. And I, as a little girl, made that decision that, oh my God, if you're like honest, if you're brutal, if you just like tough love, if you say it as it is, people will get triggered. And so I thought, oh my God, I need to be like softer, kinder. Well, I'm not really a soft woman. Like, I'm just not. Okay. I'm a huntress. I'm a feminine huntress. I wouldn't really like, I don't think anyone looks at me and says, Mina is such a soft woman, right? Like, and so when you work with people, whether you have mentors or people around you, they're like, yeah, be soft because that's their moneymaker. That's their essence. And you're like, okay, I'll try to be soft. And that's like not you. That's not what activates like your authentic truth. It feels off. And so it took me a million years of inner work, $1 million, I should say, not a million years, maybe a million years too. But I've spent over $1 million in my own personal development, education, and inner work to come back to the truth that actually that is my money maker. You know how they say shake what your mama gave you? That's what my mama gave me. My mama gave me my savage. It gave me my fire. It gave me my truth. And when I was talking about this in Queens of Money, this is the part that pains my heart. So many of you guys, like we had thousands of women in that course. So many of you guys said, well, I don't know what that is. I don't know what makes me me. I don't know what's my purpose. I don't know what's my passion. And girls, nothing makes me more upset than that. What a shame is it that most of the people out there, most humans, and so many women are asleep in life. We don't know what the hell we're doing. We're in a trance. We're in an automation. We're in the matrix. We're like stuck in it. We're locked in it. And then we're waiting. And you know, if there's one thing I freaking hate, it's waiting energy. God made me so impatient for a reason because I love speed and God loves speed. I love making things happen now in this reality, right at this moment. And there's nothing that turns people off, that turns off your fire, your source, your essence, your juiciness, your aliveness than freaking waiting for something. This is what we were talking about in the provider course today is that so many women are waiting to be romanced, waiting to be loved, waiting to be chosen, waiting for someone to come and turn them on. And what if I told you it's the exact opposite? What if it's you turning your own self on, being a turned on woman in a turned off, turned on life, being the wild woman, the wild feminine, the liberated human being with freedom of movement without waiting? I've said this before. I know this triggers people, and I'll fucking say it again. We are, as human beings, as Homo sapiens, addicted to suffering. All of us. It is wired in us through millions of years. We are all addicted to suffering, and we look for ways to be more addicted to suffering. It must be our consciousness and our evolution that brings us out of that state. We have to choose to be turned on. No one can romance you. No one can turn you on without your permission. I'm sure you've all had that experience of someone trying to turn you on and you wouldn't let yourself be turned on. And then you blamed it on the other person. It's you. It's you, and this is good news. This is good news because you are in control of the reality that you create. You are in control of the thoughts that you think. You are always in control. Oh my goodness, Kabibi, you're here. Babe, can you message me? I need you for the Houston intensive. I've been meaning to reach out to you. Contact me. And so stop the freaking waiting game. Stop it. Stop the game. I have a story that I want to tell you guys. I haven't been on in a while and warning, consider yourself warned. When I haven't come on in a while, I'm still thinking about you. And so I was like, oh, I have to tell them this. And then it was like, I have to tell them this. I have to tell them this. I have to tell them this. And now I have a hodgepodge of things I have to tell you that have nothing to do with each other. And then I'm like, I cannot make a video or a live stream about this because these are things all over the place, but I don't care. I'm going to tell you all the things. So a few weeks ago, you guys know I love Pakistani like dramas because of the polarity, the masculine energy in there. It's like so freaking delicious. The feminine energy, like they're so freaking good. Okay. So a few weeks ago, I started seeing two of my favorite actors showing up in interviews together, showing up in my Facebook field. And I'm like, oh, are they making a drama together, like a serial? And then I find out they're actually making a movie, a Pakistani movie. And Pakistani industry is very new. It's known as Lollywood. So there's Hollywood, American, Bollywood, Indian, and then there's Lollywood, Pakistani. We're like babies in the industry. We're new. And so I got really excited because these are like the top 1% of actors. Like Amira Khan, she's a Pakistani actress, but like she's been in Indian movies. Like that's unheard of. And Humayun Saeed, the actor, he was in The Crown. He was playing Princess Diana's love interest. Like these are big shots, okay? And I was like so excited. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. Like I want to go see this movie. And I knew that they were gonna play it in big movies like this, like Indian and like Pakistani movies, they always play them in the AMC theaters. So I was like, I'm gonna go see this movie. And then one way or another, I ended up in the comments. I don't really read the comments. And I was like, what is going on? People were tearing these two actors apart. Why were they tearing them apart? I was shocked. I had no idea how old Humayun Saeed was. He's just the best actor. I didn't know how old Mahira Khan was. She's just gorgeous and she's just the one, right? They were tearing these actors apart because of their age. And this has everything to do with our content today on living a turned on wild life. And I was like, what? They were calling them old. They were saying they're too old to be playing a main lead. They need to retire and like give young people a chance, like all of this stuff. And I'm like, what? So I went and I Googled their ages. I'm like, okay, he's 53. Okay, so what, right? And then she's 40. And anyways, I go and I see the movie and I'm about to go see it again, by the way. Alina and I were like, we want to go see this in theaters like every day. Like it's freaking awesome. So good. Oh my God. And I was thinking about they're so freaking hot. They've got so much chemistry and clarity. The movie is so fun. Like it's nonstop fun. Why are people triggered by their age? And the reason people are triggered by their age is because a lot of people are so dead inside. So many people right now are so freaking dead inside that age is the only thing they have to offer, or so they think. They think that age is the only freaking thing that they offer. And so they go online and they see these fabulous, gorgeous, talented, amazing people turned on by life. Like all the publicity I've seen with them dancing together, like, oh, these people are freaking turned on by life. They're sexy AF because they're turned on inside of their life experience. And the people that are dead inside, that have nothing to offer to life, as far as they think, they have things to offer, but they can't see it. They're like, well, I'm young, or maybe I'm old and I didn't live my life. You can be old at 5 and you could be young at 80. It's on how turned on you are. But they're sitting there going, well, I'm not living my life. I'm freaking dead. I'm a zombie. I have nothing to show for my existence. The resources that I'm using from this planet, I have nothing to show for it. Let me sit on the freaking internet and tear down these people. Well, you can't tear them down. They're freaking geniuses, celebrities, talent, pure sheer talent and love and pure sexiness. But let me like write nasty comments about their age when it's like they're just the one. They're the one. And they're the one because they decided that they're the one. They're the one because they decided to be turned on in their life experience. They're the one that they said, despite all the suffering on the planet, all the addictions to suffering, all of it, right? Like right now, if you look, it looks like life is going to hell in a hell basket. And they still decided that they're going to show up as pure love, as pure love, as pure joy, as pure fire, as sexiness. Because why the hell not? If you're going to use up divine resources, like I wake up every day thankful that I'm using up this stardust that I'm created from. I'm breathing in God's divine air for free. I didn't have to pay for that shit. I'm taking in vitamin D and other nutrients from the sun for free. God has allocated resources to my existence. I'm not going to sit here and be addicted to suffering no matter what happens. Let me tell you guys, since I've been alive for 44, almost 45 years, people, society, the news, people have tried everything to convince me that I should be addicted to suffering, that I should not be so happy. There's always a reason. I can name like all the reasons. You shouldn't be so happy. You were molested as a child. You shouldn't be so happy. You were poor. You shouldn't be so happy. 9/11 happened. You shouldn't be so happy. Y2K is happening. This war is happening. That thing is happening. That thing is happening. Then this is happening. Then the world is ending. Then this is happening. Oh my God. If we need reasons to be dead inside, if we need reasons to be depressed as fuck, there are plenty around, girlfriends. There's plenty around. Pick your flavor for the day. So many reasons to be depressed, so many reasons to be sad, so many reasons to be in peasant consciousness. Pick your poison. But what if you don't want to be depressed? What if you see all the pain and suffering? I've been alive for 44 years. I've seen it all. I've heard but this time is different. We're all going to die. But this time, the stock market is not going to get back up. This time is different because it's COVID. Okay, we're still all here. I'm still here, still using up divine resources, still breathing, and I still hold inside of me the ability to enjoy the present moment. That has not gone away. Wars came and went, suffering happened, the stock market crashed and went back up. Like, I laugh now. I laugh at people that are trying to get me I'm like, you have been trying to get me to be depressed for the last 44 years, and I'm still here. The market is there. It is what it is. The market does what it does. Life has done what it's done. And I still hold the power within me to enjoy the present moment, regardless of what. In fact, the more suffering it is outside, the more I've decided that I get to have fun. What are you going to do about it? If I have internally made the decision that no matter what, I'm going to show up grateful, appreciative, thanking God for every breath, thanking God for my husband, thanking God for my children, thanking God for my beautiful business, my life, every breath. There's nothing anyone can do to take that away. There's nothing anyone can do to take away my decision. People send me pictures of dying children. Like, they've tried it all. And this doesn't mean that I'm not holding compassion and love, but I have this one life experience, and I get to choose if I want to be in suffering every day as I hug my children, as I kiss them goodnight. Do I want to be in my suffering all the time? Because there's always been reasons. Like I said, I always get the messages. A couple weeks ago, I was getting messages from my subscribers, and I'm like, did you guys really think that I'm doing this? Is that what we're doing? Of like, apparently there's a YouTuber, I've never heard of her, and her boyfriend, fiance, husband, someone cheated on her. And people were freaking the F out as if they were dying. And then they wanted me to come and like sort it all out. Why? Why? Life will always happen to you and to other people. And it is your decision whether you get to be turned on inside of it, or do you get to die every day? I swear to God, some people are waiting safely to die. That's their life. They live the same damn 1 year every single day for 80, 90, 100 years, and they call it a lifetime. And they say, oh, like nothing good ever happened to me. Make a fucking decision for yourself. Make a decision for yourself. What are you going to do with the raw materials of life? Are you going to be addicted to suffering like the way that all animals and humans are programmed? Are you going to be a program? Is your life an automation? Are you a slave to your instincts, to your human animal? Is that all you're good for? Or are you freaking going to do something with your life? Are you going to make a decision? Like, some people are just waiting for someone to like romance them out of their trance. Romance the hell out of yourself out of your trance. What about that? What if you get to be the exception to the rule? I did this powerful activation inside the provider course today. So freaking good. Be the exception to the rule. Be the sunshine. Be the light that the world needs, even when it looks like the world is on freaking fire. Be the hope. Be the light. Be the love. Freaking turn yourself on. You are in control. At any given time, in all of those years that I've had on this planet, I could have chosen any moment to be depressed. I could have gone down the spiral of watching people starving, people being sick, people dying, all of this stuff. It's always available to me just like it is to you. What good does that do me? How does that help my lineage? How does that help my ancestors? How does that help my children to always be addicted to suffering? How does that help? How good am I to anyone if I'm addicted to suffering? What if I show up as the exception to the world? What if I show up in my love, in my light, in my turn on, and say, you know what? It's okay to be okay. It's okay to be happy, even if there's suffering on the world. What if it is our joy, it is our frequency, it is our happiness that creates everything? I did this as an experiment for myself. Based on my childhood, based on my past, I had every reason to give up and say, you know what? I'm just going to write this one off. God, this one's a wash. Maybe in the next lifetime, the circumstances will be perfect, then I'll make something of myself. I had every reason to do so. If you've read my book, you know that. I had every reason to write this life off. But I did an experiment. I did an experiment where I decided that I get to be happy, that I get to be filthy rich, that I get to be enjoy romance, that I get to wake up freaking alive every day. Like really alive, not just I'm alive and I'm just gonna drink a whole bunch of coffee and like drag my ass through the day. No, not that kind of alive. That's fucking dead. That's dead. But really alive in my life experience. And I did it as an experiment. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy when everyone and everything and all my circumstances and all my proof in my life was saying, be depressed. Life is depressing. There's predators around. There's war. There's poverty. There's illness. Be sad. Be depressed. And I said, be happy. Be joyful. Be alive. Be grateful. Wake the fuck up, Mina. Wake up. Are you going to be alive today or are you going to be dead like everyone else? And I woke up inside of that experience and you won't freaking believe what happened. One by one, every reality in my life collapsed and reconstructed to be the representation of the woman that is the exception to every rule. The woman that decides to be happy and turned on and alive despite everything that's happening, despite all the contrary proof, despite COVID and the markets crashing, despite war, despite the children dying, despite all of it. She decides that her life is still meant for something, that she gets to be the hope at the end of the tunnel for the people that are suffering. She gets to be the light. I became the lighthouse. I decide that I am the joy that reminds people of their power. I am the one that shows them that there is a different way of living. I am the one that shows you that your inner reality controls your experiences, how you see life, what meaning you give every experience that happens to you or around you. That's on you. You are in control of that. You are in control. I did it as a freaking experiment. And then you know what happened? People started noticing. And a whole bunch of people said to me, oh my God, what are you doing that's different? Why are you glowing? Why are you lit up? I was glowing and lit up through my rheumatoid arthritis diagnosis, through my difficult pregnancies, through PTSD, through everything that I've been through. I tried to stay lit up to the best. God is my witness, to the best of my ability. The most humanly possible. I gave it my all. I am in a position that I can make eye contact with the divine and say I gave it my all. And he knows that I did, that I gave it my all. I'm a do it or die trying type of person. People started noticing. And you know what they said? They said, Mina, you should be a life coach. I'd hire you. I didn't know what the fuck life coach meant. I Googled it. I was like, oh my God, yes, did it. And then one by one, I started helping other people wake up inside their life despite their experiences. God, I've had people come to me with all kinds of experiences. People who lost their children, people who lost their limbs, people who went through devastating divorces, people who lost it all. And through my coaching, through my embodiment, through my example, they were able to come alive despite. They weren't sitting around waiting for the right circumstances. You are the right circumstance. You being here right now, that is a once in a lifetime holy event. What other circumstance are you freaking looking for? You want God to come down and tell you in your ear? This is it. You are a once in a lifetime experience happening. Make the freaking decision. I literally walk around like, oh, people, market is crashing. It'll come back. No, this time is different. You said that last 20 times. It's going to come back. This is literally me. Like every single day. I'll give you another example. I don't know if you guys know this. A few months, maybe this was about 6 weeks ago or so, there was this huge thing. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I didn't see this. I don't watch the news. I was told by very many people that Pakistan and India was going to war again. This has been a thing since before I was born. Heard it all from my dad and everyone else around me. And I was like, it's going to be fine. No, you don't get it. It's different this time. I've been hearing that since before I was born. I heard it in the womb. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Hold the love. No, oh my God, we're all going to die like Pakistan and India and then. It is going to be okay. You are going to be okay. It started quickly and it ended just as quickly. And the truth is, all of this is just life happening. If I need 1,001 reasons to be unhappy, I have people sending them to me every single day. I have people in my life telling me every day why I should be depressed. And I choose not to be. Let's look. Okay, I'm still alive. Okay. Uh, Still using up divine resources, still getting vitamin D and nutrients from the sun. Yeah, God still has a plan for me. So my thing is, either fucking do something about it. If you're concerned about the Pakistani Indian war, go and do something about it. If you're not going to do something about it, stop being depressed about it. Either pray, send them money, or go fight the war. If you're not going to do something about it, what is the point from jumping from one depression to the next? There's always going to be reasons why you should shrivel up and die. People have been trying to convince me for as long as I've been alive. And I refuse to accept that. I refuse to accept it. What does me being depressed, how does that help the planet? What if I showed up depressed here making you fucking depressed? And the truth is, being on the internet, I think we're all exhausted just from compassion. And there's a thing, it's like called it's like an empathy hangover, I think they call it. Because here's the truth. When we used to live in Homo sapien tribes, which is like most of our human existence, we only had access to the thing that was happening in our tribe. Maybe one tribe down. Maybe there was like the one tribe member that had a big mouth that would like walk through and like whisper through the bushes what the tea that was happening in their tribe. That's all you had is your tribe's drama and like maybe one tribe down. The fact that now we live in a time where I can 24/7 plugged in all of the disasters that are happening all over the planet, we are not designed for that. The human brain, the human psyche, the human emotional body is not designed to be consuming this level of disastrous news 24/7. We're not designed for it. It's making us all sick. It is making us all sick. We are not designed for this. It's making us depressed. It's giving, even children are now like teenagers, everyone's having mental health issues. We're not living like how we were designed to live anymore. And I'm not saying you don't need to have empathy or plug in and no, but how much is your human body capable of taking all that in 24/7? I feel like as a mother, as a wife, as a community leader, I created this tribe, I created this community. It is my responsibility to mitigate some of that depression and mental fatigue. How does it help you if I just bring all that to you? It doesn't. It doesn't. Yes, if I get to process it, decide, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do about this? Is there something I can actually do? Okay, do that shit. Do that thing. But then allow yourself to be happy. Like I can't, oh my God. It's like since I've been on the internet, every single time something happens to a community, the people from that community start messaging me, talk about this. How come you're not talking about this? How come you're not? And I was telling Irfan, if I had decided that I was going to talk about that war and that thing and that person dying and that thing, I would have turned into a news channel of depression. So I had to make a decision that I can't pick sides. I can't say, okay, I'm going to talk about this thing that this community is dealing with, but not that thing, but then this thing, but then that thing. I was like, I have to draw a line in the sand. Sealed, spoken like it's the word of law, that I'm actually not going to bring any of that. That is not my job. That's not what I was not created to be the news anchor. I'm not going to be the one that's like pretending to care and do things for people, but like actually not doing it. That doesn't do any good. Me sitting here crying about all the things happening when I'm actually not doing anything about it, that doesn't help anyone. That makes you exhausted. That's not good for my children. That's not good for my husband. That's not good for the energy of my home. So I decided that even if the entire world is on fire, even if the whole world is on World War 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, even if the whole world is drowning, I will be the lighthouse. That everyone knows that they could tune into my videos and my energy, and regardless of who's going through what community is under fire, who's under attack, that I am the one safe space where your nervous system can freaking relax for a minute, can breathe. I will be the oxygen when the world is fucking on fire, because I can't choose. I have women here from every community, every culture, every religion, hundreds of countries represented through my work. I can't choose that I'm going to talk about this war, but not that war, COVID, but not that, this thing or that. How about I just be the light for you? And you know that regardless of what you're going through, what you're holding, what duality is being presented in your life, that I'm your safe space, that you can plug in here and you can decide that you still get to have a life of meaning. We don't have to understand all of God's ways. We don't. We do not need to know all of the answers. We don't. We just need to decide that our life means something and we're worthy of being happy. We are worthy of letting joy interrupt our sadness. We are worthy of letting joy interrupt our depression. Those few moments stolen of a smile shared with someone, eye contact with someone, a blessing, a prayer, a meal, a hug, a kiss, a hand holding. Hey, you got this. We are worthy of that. Just those few moments stolen is all that society needs from us right now. You get to be the lighthouse. You get to be the offering. You are the medicine that the world needs. Your feminine energy, your heart, your soul, your authentic expression of the art that you're creating from the raw materials that God has given you, from the resources that you are using. And from that energy, from that decision, that in my watch, under my watch, women don't get to be confused. I have created a 3-day experience that's happening next week. It's called The Offering, and it's going to light the holy fire of passion, of purpose, of being turned on inside the life, despite your circumstances. I'm not saying I had the perfect parents and the perfect childhood and now I have the perfect life. I'm saying life fucking threw me a basket full of shit and I made art with it. I transmuted that shit into gold, into love, into heart, into romance, because that's what we do as women. We birth, we create, we transmute, we alchemize. And I've created this experience for you. It's happening next week. And I listened. I know Queens of Money, you guys were saying, why didn't you do it on the weekend? I don't usually do stuff on the weekend, but I hear you. I know some of you guys have work. So I've done this next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's $111 for, I think, 24 hours left. And then it'll go to 222. It's 3 days. This is designed to light that fire inside of you where you stop being in a state of confusion. Stop walking around like a zombie saying, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Fucking decide. Make yourself useful. Become the lighthouse. Be the one. Become the exception to every rule. Stop saying it. Be it. Don't tell us. Show us. Show us. Show us. P said, I'm so excited about the course. Yes, amazing. It's a 3-day experience of just fire. I called it your holy fire feminine medicine awakening. Like, oh, you're ready. You've been calling this in. You have been calling this in. Already signed up. Yes, Earth Dancer. We are worthy of letting joy interrupt our sadness. Yes, 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 yes. You are definitely the piece for my nervous system. Grateful to know it's intentional. Your stability is transcendent and reverberate through my day and week. Yes, you get to be that. This is what it means to be feminine, to be a woman. It doesn't mean that we wait for the perfect moment when the stars align and the Mercury isn't in retrograde. No, we get to make everything work for us. Every single thing gets to work for us. It's all happening for us. We are always the exception to the rule. Be the turned on woman in your turned on life and make life colorful for other people around you as well. Make that decision. I agreed. Kabibi said I got off social media 2 years ago because I was tired of being outraged all the time. Yes. Oh my God. One of my students, this was in Hawaii. We were in an in-person event and she said, what did she call it? She said something. She said that some people, it's like recreational outrage, like people, and I'm like, yeah, that's addicted to suffering, where they want to be addicted to suffering. They want to be outraged. They want it for themselves. This energy, this rant, wow, girl, it needed to be said. These are okay, I couldn't come online for the last week. And these are literally the conversations I've been having with you in my mind and in Kainat. Oh my God, speaking of Kainat, I have to tell you guys something. So Kainat is my favorite word in the whole planet. It means everything, everywhere, all at once. And there's this beautiful poetry. I think we call it a share in my culture. I don't know how to say that in English. If I have any Pakistani or Indian followers, can you please translate what share means in English? And there's this one really deep like share in my culture. Urdu is one of the most like romantic languages. And I can't translate it in English. It's so deep, but I'll try to give you the energy in the transmission. Watch my energy. It says that I longed for you with so much intensity. I desired you with all my being, with everything in me, that everything in the kainat, all the particles, all the things in existence conspired to bring us together. And it's so much more powerful in Urdu, but I'm giving you the transmission. And when Irfan first saw me in person after we were talking on the phone for 2 years, we met online, my husband and I. I was on Facebook. He wasn't at this time. He created a Facebook account just so he can go to my picture and write that share. And he basically said that I desired you with all my being, with so much intensity that every particle in the entire kainat, in the entire universe, in the entire existence of all things conspired to bring us together. And so when I was choosing my close proximity container, I knew that Kainat was going to be the one. I had two mentors tell me, you cannot name it that. And I was like, why not? And they said, no one's going to understand it. And that you should never have a name that you have to explain. That you should have a name that everyone understands, an easy name. And I was like, but the frequency of the space is with all my intensity, with all my longing, with all my desire, I conspired to manifest you. I'm being manifested and manifesting you with so much intensity that every particle that is in existence conspires to bring us together. But that's the frequency. So how am I not going to call it that? And so we're approaching our 1 year anniversary for Kainat in August. And I have to tell you guys something. 4 women already bought the second year. It's called the alumni year before their first year was up. So Shushma, Dr. Shushma, one of our members, she bought the second year in her 4th year. Her full year wasn't even up. She bought the second year. And then Teresa bought the second year, I think 3 months before her year was up. She already bought the second year. And then you're not going to believe what happened yesterday. 2 women yesterday from Kainat. One that's only been in it for a month bought her second year, and one that's only been in it for 2 weeks bought her second year. This is the power of women going all in. Like, I want to cry when I tap into this energy that these are the women that I get to work with, that are all in, that are like, Mina, the first year is just a freaking warm-up year. Like, we're all in it with you. So yesterday, I was talking to the hotel. I'm hosting my next in-person event. And they emailed me saying, can you describe the seminar? As I'm literally sitting there in tears, looking at my phone that these women have signed up for their second year before their first year is up. Some of them only been in there for 2 weeks. I'm like, Irfan, you take this one. How am I supposed to tell them? I'm like, what do I tell them? It's a whole bunch of us getting together, turned on by life. It's a grown-up play date. Like, how do you say this? Like, how do you tell people what we're doing? We're creating magic. We're waking people the fuck up from their trance. We're turning women on so they can create their turned on life. How do you write that in an email? How do you say that? Right? Like, you you can't. And he was like, I got you. I'll answer this email back. Cause I'm like, it's like the way I was trying to describe it, I'm like, it just sounds like one weird, freaky orgy kind of situation. So it's not, I'm like, how do I say it's like turned on women that are like leading these revolutions and movements and we're all gonna get together and we're gonna dance and we're gonna wake each other up and we're gonna be turned on. It just sounds weird. But that's the shit that we're doing. We have decided to wake up inside our life experience, regardless of what life throws at. We're just looking at everything as raw material. Can I stay turned on despite this? Can I choose happiness and joy despite this? Can I do it this way? Can I do it through poverty? Can I do it through depression? Yes, because your state is always your decision. What meaning you give life is always your decision. A grown-up play date. That's really what it is. We're gonna dress up. I have a theme. I'm not ready to announce it. I have a theme for our next in-person event. This is going to be my biggest one ever. I have been having some container issues that I'm working through. But this is what we're doing. Yes. That is what we're doing. Mina, you are such a blessing to everyone who comes across you. I pray that God blesses you more and more abundantly. Thank you, Wendy. I received that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We need a potion to let people understand. Honestly, it's like, do you know, I was telling the girls in the provider course today, I have hosted close to 2 dozen of these in-person events. The first two were in my living room, or was it three? The first two or three were in my living room in my old house. And then I started doing them at like venues. And so far, 100% of the venues that we've hosted we've gotten the staff as clients. Even though when I started signing up with them, they didn't know who I was. They've never heard of me. But through the process of hearing me on the mic, seeing the women show up, everyone turned on, the way they dress, everyone's shiny and glowy and in their element. They were like, whatever these women are doing, I don't know what's happening in that room, but whatever's happening in that room, I need to be in it. And I have gotten like clients from every single that's when you know it's powerful stuff that people in your frequency are like, okay, I don't know what's happening in that room, but I want to be in it. I want to be alive too. You are definitely a blessing. I'm always amazed by how much gold you give for free. Your level of generosity is goals for me. Oh, thank you. Melting the ice. I love your name, your handle, and thank you. I fully received that. You get to be happy. You're worth it. You are God's social media speed. Like I literally imagine God sitting up there going like this. And we are God's social media speed. Give Source something to work with. You are the inspiration. You are the muse. You are the lighthouse. You are the love. You are the turn on. Just published last week. You are my acknowledgement. Thank you, Mina. Amazing, Madison. I'm so proud of you, celebrating you so big. I'm just celebrating life right now, celebrating my community, celebrating all the women in Kainat, the engagements, the books published, the courses launched, the YouTube videos, the marriages 10x, the women turned on, the goals happening in there, the desires, the longing, the sisterhood, the women jumping into their second year, in their first week, in their second week, in their first month, saying yes to themselves, saying yes to life. I'm celebrating my community. 14 and a half years of heart and soul into developing this community. I love you so much, and you are so worthy. I will see you next week in the offering. I love you. I have an appointment to go see the event space in a moment, and I will see you in the next one. Keep the comments coming. Keep this energy alive. Go and live your turned on life.